Hi, welcome to a tutorial on Docker installation. I'll be showing you ways to install Docker on various OS such as Windows, Linux and Ubuntu. The steps are very much same for a Windows Home, Windows Professional or Windows Enterprise. For Linux, for CentOS 7 we are using, and for Ubuntu it's 20.04. The steps are pretty much similar, and I'll show you how to begin in each environment. Okay, first of all, what is Docker? You must know why are we going for Docker. Docker is basically a pre-packaged container system in which our entire application with along its dependency has been packaged and are sent out as container images, and we can start our application and achieve the same results because all our dependencies are pre-packaged in it. Okay, now let's start with the installation process. First, we need to install, I'll show you, we need to download the setup for Windows. Currently, just you can search for download Docker on your Windows, on your Google. And on the first link, you will be redirected to this page here, Docker Desktop. Earlier, if you already have a Docker toolbox, please just uninstall this. That's way back. I mean, that's actually not a good way to use Docker if you're in Windows Home. Earlier, Windows Home, we had to achieve a Docker environment using a VM, which ran in Linux virtual system, and through which we connected. And the Kubernetes was another, we had to spin up another VM there. But now using WSL, which is Windows Subsystem Linux, we are able to achieve this. Okay. Now for Windows, there are three setups you can see here: download for Windows, Mac and Linux. For Windows, let's download the setup here. It's about 500 MB, and okay, it's getting downloaded. For Linux system, currently I'll be using an AWS VM here, and for Ubuntu also. If you see the VM, I'll show you the VM AMI here. See, you for now just consider this. This is just a simple VM here and nothing much. Okay, I have logged in into this VM here. Okay, now I'll just show you whether if Docker is there or not. First, I'll just do which Docker here. Does not know what is a Docker here. I am currently in a root. So first step would be to update, like just update, basic update, like if there is any update missing in here. And there are no prerequisite software you need for Docker. Okay, now there is nothing to update here. No packages are needed to be updated. Okay, now we can just do yum install Docker. That's it. -y so that if it asks us. Okay, now Docker is getting installed in our CentOS based system here. Okay, now we'll just run, I think we'll just run a basic container of an Nginx here. Okay, we have a Docker there. Now if I pass the command which Docker, I think it will show us, yeah, bin Docker. Yep. Now if I do a Docker ps, what would it show? It would show that Docker is not running because Docker isn't. So the command to make Docker run is sudo service docker start. But I'm already in root, so I'll just write service docker start and my Docker is started. Now if I do Docker ps, yeah, and if I do Docker images here, I do not have any images in my repository. Yep, there are no. Let's pull an Nginx image here. Okay, this is the wonderful thing about using a VM. You got a good speed here. Okay, we have an Nginx, and the port to access here is, see, in my future Docker tutorial, I will be showing you how to run a Docker container and as other things. But now just learn that there are two: host port and container port. Host port is the port of our system, and the container port is the basically port inside our application which will be mapping it with our host so that we can access it. Now Docker run -p. In my host port, I want to map, let's map 8030 to my 80, which is my Nginx container which works on. My okay, my image is Nginx. Okay, it knows Nginx, and it has started. To access this, I'll click on this. The port to access is 8030. I'll come here, I'll press 8030, and that's it. Now if I see, I'll have some logs here. Yeah, I have the logs. This is the simple way of installing Docker in your CentOS based system. Okay, we have our setup installed for downloaded for our Windows here. Okay, let's run this setup. I think you may require admin privileges here, so make sure you are an admin before running this setup. Okay, it's taking time. Okay, I'll just yep. Okay, installation, like it would ask me about my WSL, Windows Subsystem Linux. If you do not have Windows Subsystem Linux installed, please you can, yeah, like in the latest configuration it asks you to install this, so that Docker basically always runs on a Linux based system. And so by via using a subsystem, you can just consider them as a just a terminal via which you can run various Linux commands and all. You can learn more about, if you Google the subsystem, you will know more about the various intricacies there. For now, just a simple layman's term, I'll tell you, it's a small Linux environment which helps you run various Linux commands there. You can have as in Windows, via using WSL, you are able to perform Linux tasks. Okay, now I'll start the installation process. Meanwhile, I'll show you for the Ubuntu. Okay, see, the for Linux, okay, I didn't show you this. It's AMI is basically Linux only. It would show up here, Linux. Yeah, platform details, Unix, Linux here. Now for Ubuntu, this is the Ubuntu one. Yeah, platform is Ubuntu, as you can see here. And now let's connect here, username. Okay, now I'm into my Ubuntu instance here, and meanwhile my Docker installation is going through for my Windows. Okay, now I need to first go into root here. Okay, now for Ubuntu the command is apt-get rather than yum here. Apt-get update. Okay, I'll just update everything. Okay, there are a few packages which needs update. Okay, yeah, that's done. Now I'll just show you. Okay, apt-get. Okay, it's not typing. Yeah, apt-get install docker.io. Yes, and I think this would be the pretty much all the steps. Okay, it's installing, and let's see how the Windows installation is going through. That's perfect. Yeah, see, it all depends on your Windows speed, right? It's about 500 MB, and processor, how many packages are getting unpacked. Yep. Okay, now let's see. Okay, it's taking some time here, or is it stuck? No, it's not stuck. It's taking a little bit time in Ubuntu here. And let's run an HTTPD container here. We'll pull the image of an HTTPD and we'll run that. Is it stuck? Let's turn. Yeah, okay, it's not stuck. Yeah, now let's run for which Docker here. Let's run the command docker ps here, and it's running. Let's pull an HTTPD image here. HTTPD just has an UI of it works. That's funny. Yeah, I know it works. It shows an UI, and the container port is also 80 here. Okay, now if I run the command docker images, you would see HTTPD here, 138 MB. Now let's run on this port 8050 and 80, and HTTPD is the image name, and the public IP here is this 8050. If I run this, it works. Yeah. Okay, now we have successfully installed Docker in our Windows system. In our Linux system, in our Ubuntu system, and now installation for perfectly fine Windows system is done. Now let's start the Docker here. Okay, Docker would begin. Okay, now if the Docker doesn't start automatically, you can search here on your Windows and you can right click on the Docker and start it. Okay, mine Docker has already started here. Now if I just, okay, as I had previously installed Docker, I had a .docker file which had my various configurations. So it already logged in Docker Hub for me. Okay, let's close this. I do not need a weekly tip here. Okay, okay, yep. See, it shows various settings here. You can just look into those. Docker engine, and as an advantage, you have a Kubernetes environment also. If I click on enable Kubernetes, apply and restart, it would download all the Kubernetes images necessary to begin, and it will start a single node cluster for you. Okay, and also I think you can see all your images also here. Okay, let me see. Okay, it shows in preference here. If I go to preference, where is it? Dashboard. Yep. Here, as we see, we do not have any images in our system. So what we'll basically do is we'll start up a terminal here, and we'll pull some images and we'll run those images here. Okay, let's start the terminal here. Yeah, we have a terminal. Now let's do a Docker PS here just to see if Docker is running here. Yeah, Docker is running. Let's pull an HTTP image here. Okay, it's about 138 MB. I don't think it would take much time, but let's see. Okay, it's getting downloaded here. See, the thing about Docker is you should be careful is that do not use the same port, and always terminate your images if you want a better performance. And also some basic command which you should know. You can right click on the link now. I'll just show you, like Docker PS, Docker RMI, Docker prune, Docker volume, Docker network mounts. You should know about these commands here. Now if I do a Docker images here, I would have an HTTP image. Now let's run this image on 8080, I think. And the URI to access this would be localhost. As for Ubuntu Linux, I showed you via the IP. But see, if you had in your normal OS there, you would have accessed this via the localhost. But currently, as I spin them as I had spun them on a VM, so I use it in that way. Now let's do HTTPD here. Okay, I think, yep, as you see, we have an in-use image here. You can see all the information, and you can see this also. The random name is given to a container. Now if I do localhost, see, there are so many projects here. Yeah, see, it works, it shows here. And if I do, yeah, see, now if I just click, I'll do few accesses here. You will see the logs here. Okay, this is it. This is for our Ubuntu, this is for our Linux, and this is for our Windows here. This is a very simple way to install Docker in your system, and it works foolproof. Any future steps will be foolproof. Now if you had to install for Mac, the process would be that you just set up the DMG file for the Mac, and just pull and copy the files, and it starts up. That's it. This is and you can begin your Docker journey, and it's a lot to discover. There are various containers for HTTPD. I just showed you very basic examples. You have containers such as MySQL. We have more advanced containers for Kubernetes, for in-memory database, for Java, for Spring Boot. You have so many various containers. You can work on that. I'll try to make some videos on that, and I'll show you how to host them on cloud, either in AWS or GCP or Azure. I'll show you either of them soon. Please do look forward to those videos.